Hi Leo, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot and oracle card reading for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This will be the theme for today's reading, brought to you by the Sacred Destiny Oracle card deck. You have the card of abundance. Isn't that beautiful? It just says summer. It says Leo season will be here before you know it. So for those of you that things have been a bit challenging, maybe you've been in a period of drought, you have abundance coming in. Let's consult the tarot and see what else you need to know. What advice do you have for Leo, please? What does Leo need to know, please, for the best and highest good of all involved with Leo, please? All right, general reading today, followed by an Angel Answers Oracle card deck reading 2. You've got here the Eight of Cups, moving on, the hero's journey. The Hierophant, be still and know. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. The Eight of Swords, a self-imposed prison. The Ten of Wands, the burden's almost lifted. That Ace of Wands brings in a new beginning. The King of Swords helps you have clarity and good communication. And the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like the wait is over finally. So we have here Taurus energy. We've got fire. We have all the elements. So I like this a lot, okay? It feels like there's a light at the end of the tunnel here for somebody, but it is about making a move. So interestingly enough, now I like the Ace of Wands a lot because that energy will make you feel enthusiastic about a move. This is not just like, oh, I guess I'll do this. It's like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm there. The tracks are laid. The wheels are greased. I'm going for it. Okay, here it is. This is fulfillment. Now, what I think is interesting about this is it starts off with the Eight of Cups. That Eight of Cups and then goes into the Nine. So it goes the Eight of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Nine of Cups. The Eight of Cups is moving on to a better situation. The Nine of Cups is there you are. You're in the place of wish fulfillment, okay? And so that Eight of Cups, it all begins with that. It all begins with you and making a decision, saying, I'm not going to be status quo anymore. I'm not going to stay in an environment where there's a governor over my life. I'm going to move on from this and move on to something better. So the Eight of Cups, that hero's journey, is just that. You know, it's rhythm and vibration, but there's something about him. He has wisdom. And so I feel like it's also saying learning from your experiences, using those to guide your decisions so that you don't make the same mistake twice. And if you're in a situation that's just not evolving, that you know you've outgrown, it really is time to make a move. And this is not horrible. The cups are upright, but it's just not enough. It's just not giving enough. And you know, sometimes we do have jobs where we fill out our lives, or if that's the case too, where you say this job suited me just fine 5 years ago, but my life has become increasingly expensive. Someone here, you may do a little bit of a clean out. You might start looking at how many streaming services do you have? How many other monthly memberships and so forth do you have that are just sort of over time becoming expensive? Now, if you're also too going into retirement, I feel like somebody might be cleaning that up a bit, and maybe it's a few years off, but you're saying, you know what, my kids are adults. They don't need me to pay for Netflix anymore. They can pay for that now. You know, looking at things and saying, kind of sculpting your life, making decisions that will benefit you in the long run. So the Hierophant comes in. He is a card of marriage, by the way. Now, if it's a relationship you're asking about, you have devotion here. So you may also too find that you moved on from something that just wasn't fulfilling if it's a relationship you're asking about. The Hierophant energy, though, is also high moral ground. It's a partner for life. It's somebody who will be there, somebody who's very trustworthy, who has the ability to commit, and they're upfront. They're not afraid of life. They're not afraid of being who they are or expressing themselves to you. I feel like whoever this is, I get them as somewhat of a toucher physically, not overly so. I'm not talking about being possum. Okay, it's like this is somebody who just, you know, they do it in the right amount. But with this Hierophant energy, I also feel like too, they look at the world in that, through that same moral lens Right from wrong is important to them. Relationships matter to them. And so I feel like they do what they need to do to sustain a lot of relationships in their lives. They just do a lot of the next right thing. If they're in a position too of authority over people, or if they're in a position where they're a teacher or they're teaching people, they're a wonderful mentor, and they may not tell you that. They may just do it because they love to. They're not looking for everyone in the world to know how great they are. But I do feel like with this energy, in terms of, whatever it is that they're doing that touches other people's lives, it's important to them. It's just like I said, it's just who they are. They're not doing it to get accolades. Now, with this too, if it is a job change for you, this is also a card of higher learning. So for some, you may end up getting education out of the deal, training out of the deal. And I also feel like, though, it benefits both you and your employer. This is a card of commitment. And so when they invest in you, that is a signal or a sign or whatever you want to call it, that they have invested in you. They're not just doing that carelessly or sort of on the fly. They're picking you because they know you're a good person to invest in. And I feel like they're going to communicate that as well. They're going to be very open about that. So with the 9 of Cups here, you're going to be sitting pretty. This is such a great card for you in terms of getting your wishes fulfilled. The 9 of Cups brings everything coming forward. It is a card too, though, of being in the right place at the right time. All right. And so when you see this, knowing it is a card of attainment, I also feel like somebody here is going to find little bits of money. Like I'm talking $20 in a jacket, that sort of thing. If you're donating clothes, go through the pockets. Not that you don't want to donate your $20, but I feel like somebody's got money stashed away. Or if it's your kids' clothes too. I also feel like somebody just needs, if you're doing your kids' laundry for some reason, maybe they're home and they're older and you're just being nice, go through their pockets anyway. I feel like there could be coins and stuff that could plug up your washer. Okay, I know that's sort of random, but you'd be surprised what ends up in washing machines. We have a local, I don't know what you call it, but it's a religious place, and they have their washer became full of rosary beads, from the nuns. But anyway, back to you, okay? I just thought that was kind of funny. Talk about holy water. But okay, let's get back to this. The 9 of Cups, okay, it's events around you that really touch you. So I definitely feel like you're going to be well cared for. All right, so the 8 of Swords here is about confinement, and I don't see this continuing. So I feel like you're leaving a situation that had you pretty locked up. It just wasn't offering anything. There is a feeling here, though, of guilt, not wanting to move on, feeling like somehow you're contributing more than they're doing for you, but still feeling like it's a need-based relationship, like they need you on some level. But look, we can't have abundance in this. This is not abundance. This is like, drought season with a little puddle of guilty feeling water, dirty water in front of her. There's just nothing good about it. So with this, it's time to move forward. It's time to put this down. It's time to walk free of it and allow yourself, without being too hard on yourself, because you do have 2 8s here, which they kind of do a push-pull dynamic on you. With this 10 of Wands energy, it is time to put down the burden. So the 10 of Wands is definitely a card of having some challenging energies around you. But I do feel like with this, it really is saying that you're coming out of this energy where you're not going to have to keep putting so much forth, okay? If it's been a job and you've just been overworked and nothing has changed, or even a relationship where you felt like you really went the distance and they didn't give you much back. I just don't see you continuing that. And so, or even if it's in the house hunt, you have a house here, okay? It's one of the few cards in the deck that features a house. So you do have a homecoming if it's this too, and you say, I'm finally there. Or if you're a realtor and you've just had a ton of listings, I do feel like with this Ace of Wands here, this magical energy, anything new that you encounter will light your life up. This is wonderful. You can't get enough of it. If you're asking about a specific person, the answer is yes, they're coming towards you. That's what the Ace of Wands will do. And so when you have this, anything new that you start brings in exhilaration. It brings in excitement, enthusiasm for all the people around you too. There's no sticks in the mud here. You have a new offer. And I feel like too, they offer you because they see you as a match. They don't see you as somebody they need to train up to be, a match. They already see you as valuable in all the intangible ways that training doesn't give you anyway. You've got what it takes is what I hear. And I feel like someone's going to tell you that too. So the King of Swords will have you making great decisions. He does look a bit stern, yes. I mean, he does make good decisions, though. He's very reasonable. He's very good at evaluating things. And so if it's a job, too, and like I told you before, they want you anyway, they're going to make a decision on the spot. I feel like if they don't tell you right then and there, you're going to have an email before you even get home, or a call, a voicemail, before you can even get out of your car. Okay, I don't know if you live in a hands-free driving state, but that's what I get. So with this this King of Swords, it's again moving things forward in a very honest, upfront direction. So there's nothing hidden. There's no hidden fees anywhere. There's no loopy, freaky, weird contracts with dumb loopholes. This is upfront. And so the Seven of Pentacles gives you money. It gives you stability. It gives you commitment, but it does show that there may have been a bit of a wait for it. Sometimes the best things are worth the wait. So the Seven of Pentacles energy is also your harvest time. This is when you reap the rewards. So if you've been sending out, I made a comment in a video a while ago that 52 resumes and the 53rd one finally lands. Somebody said, no, it's been more like 523. It's like, finally, here it is. Here's an offer and something that you can use to move yourself forward because you have abundance. All right, let's see now what else you need to know. All right, what advice do you have for Leo, please? What messages does Leo need to have? Forgiveness, all right? So let it go and let it flow. You're moving on to something better. Helpful people. So even if you felt like somebody had you kind of trapped or stuck, I just see you as moving into new people and new energy. Peaceful resolution. You have here, take action, all right? And you won't want to miss that. It's time to get moving because they give you a yes. Good things are on the way for you, Leo. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.